Hey, welcome to Pokemon Blue, Part 16. We'll continue our delve into the rocket base by entering an elevator that needs a key to operate. And that's when I discovered that I'd gone the wrong way. All that getting lost for nothing. Well, not nothing. I'd have probably gotten lost anyway, even had I gone the right way the first time. This just adds an extra trip through those, stupid arrows. Oh well, it doesn't matter. We'll just continue fighting these rockets and taking an unusual amount of time on their dialogue. I probably got distracted by something in real life. I don't know what that was about. And he uses the one Pokemon I never remember Team Rocket ever using. Machop. Like for a while I'd tried to formulate what a Team Rocket team would be in my mind, and I always got stopped at like 5 things, because I could never figure out a 6th. You know, there's that one guy who uses Drowsy, that's a potential 6th. There's this guy who uses 2 Machops, I guess that's potential. You know, it's usually like Zubat, Grimer, Rattata, Coughing, and things like that. Ekans, that's the other one. You know, backwards snake. I guess there's a guy in here who uses a Sand Shrew, and one who uses a Sand Slash, so you'll get to see the evolution of Sand Shrew, if you were curious. Double Edge. It's not as good a move for Marowak as it will be later, in later gens, but it's at least something for him. It's got better accuracy and decent power behind it. It's just you take damage whenever you connect with it. Say goodbye to Bone Club. I was contemplating whether to get rid of Fire Punch or Bone Club for that. I ultimately decided on Bone Club. Even though that leaves me with the only ground move I have now having 10 power points, but we're getting to that stage of the game where we're only going to have moves that have lower power point totals because they're all really good. Kind of makes the later game an interesting beast of its own, because all your moves have less uses if you want good moves anyway. Because all of the moves that are not good with a bunch of power points, you're going to use up a lot of power points just to take a single thing down at this point, and well, that's going through power points and meaning the moves have less anyway, and you're taking more damage, so I'm trying to figure out where these arrows are going. Yes, go on the bottom path, you fool. Not sure what I was thinking those top 2 would yield. Maybe I was probably the mentality that the bottom 2 were too obvious, forgetting that Pokemon is an easier game, so there is no such thing as too obvious. Hang on just a second. Oh, man, it's been an annoying day. But enough about that. Let's just continue pouring acid on people's Pokemon. Actually, this episode is when I teach Weed Mega Drain. I thought I did it much later, but no, I did it as early as here. And I had good reason to as well. Even though I should have taught it to begin with, since Mega Drain is such a good move. I don't know. I didn't know what to get rid of, because Growth is potentially amazing, and Sleep Powder is definitely useful. But I need to teach him it, and you'll see why. As we take out this Drowsy. Which is how I feel today, man, let me tell you. I don't know what's up with that. I got plenty of sleep last night. I don't know. Hope it doesn't show, but it probably does. Ah, Blue Durgan. He gives me such a hard time in this playthrough. And it's all... And I'm gonna spoil this. I do eventually give him Thunderbolt. Like, I send him to the toolbox and give him Thunderbolt to just give him another move. But man... Slam is such a nightmare. But I've talked about that enough, I suppose. The elevator doesn't work? Who has the lift key? Well, thank you for alerting me to the fact that there's a lift key. I suppose I already knew. I think it said you need a key. I don't know. I'm running out of moves. And I know that coughing has good defense. I didn't quite get one shot there. And I don't want to waste too many ice beams. See, this guy's more normal, though. He's using a Zubat and a coughing. Nothing weird like Machop. Although that other guy, that previous guy used a Drowsy, so maybe Drowsy's also Team Rocket-esque. Well, Drowsy's Psychic type. Might be too good for a Team Rocket-themed team. Yes, that guy had the lift key, and he of course dropped it. And now I'm out of room in my inventory because Gen 1 has a really, really bad inventory. And hence, I will now teach Mega Drain to Weed, as I should have done to begin with, but I'm doing so because I just need the room. Oh, get rid of growth, not sleep powder. Sleep powder's useful, you're never going to use growth. Even though growth is really, hypothetically, the better move. He didn't need it. I didn't need it, and... except for those times when I used it against other grass things, I suppose. You know, moves that raise special in Gen 1 are really good. Amnesia is obviously better than growth, but growth is still good. Alright, but we have the lift key, so let's go back to the elevator. Not quite yet, though. Not quite yet. I'll be leaving after I go the right way, and then almost go the wrong way again. But my inventory's full, so I think before we move on, I'm gonna go up and clear out some space. There's more items in here, and I'm full up, so let's cut to it.
Darn! We're not gonna make it! Let's speed up!
And so the one thing I forgot to mention about the toolbox, which I was reminded of for that speed up, is that it gives you a lot of more money, because I use the toolbox for vitamins, and I definitely sell vitamins that I find in the game as a result, so maybe there's a little bit more cheating than I care to admit. It's only because I don't think about it, though. I could use them, but I don't see the point, since I'm going to be trying to use more focused vitamins on the toolbox at various points in time. I'd rather use the items that I'd rather them focus on than anything else. But that's complicated, and I'm only speaking to people who understand what those are all about. Alright, level 4. Basement 4 to be specific. And all that space I cleared for all those items I got rid of, it was for one item. Because I forgot that there was only really one item left. I wasn't really thinking about it. Oh, there's 2 items left. I forgot about the Sylph Scope. We apparently fought this guy at Mount Moon, but You know, I don't know who he is. They all look the same to me. One rocket grunt's as good as any other. I don't remember any of them using Sand Shrew, though. But I could just be forgetting. Yeah, that wouldn't be surprising. But these two guys are kind of neat, because Sand Shrew is exclusive to blue version, and Backwards Snake is exclusive to red version, and they replace each other. And this guy uses a Sand Shrew, Sand Slash, and a Backwards Snake. The next guy uses the exact opposite team. Burned again! Who are you? Yeah, and I'm out Ice Beam, so I'm not using him anymore. Because when I went to go put items in the box, I meant to go heal, put items in the box, and then sell the rest. But I was so focused on putting items in the box that I forgot to actually heal at the Pokemon Center. Which, you know, might have made things awkward if it wasn't for the fact that I have 6 things and only one of them really needed to go to the center in the first place. And Giovanni himself is not too hard. Spoiler warning, the leader of the Mafia is Giovanni. Backwards Cobra. Now he's getting real. You know, they're snakes, and that's cool and all, but they're so terrible. Like, I wish they were better because they're cool. But they're just not. They're really not that great at all. The Learn Glare, that's a unique move of theirs. It's like 75% accurate, or something. Maybe 90, I don't know. But it paralyzes. The only thing I have against Team Rocket is you keep getting in my way. And here he is, Giovanni, the classiest person in the game. Hands down, nobody is classier than Giovanni. Look at him. And his entire criminal organization's gonna get taken down by a 10-year-old. You have to feel bad for him. That's not my fault he's using an Onix. Onix is terrible. I mean, he's using Rhyhorn, and Rhyhorn is pretty good, because it turns into Rhydon, and that Rhydon's pretty good. It's just, I have a water type, so he's nothing. Kangaskhan is next. He's about the only worthwhile thing Giovanni has right now. And it's no problem whatsoever. It takes me a few hits to take him down. Look at that, he's got some decent defenses on him. He's also the closest thing to a match I've come across recently, ever since Erica. That wasn't too long ago, I suppose. I just like how we both were punching each other and decided to stop because it wasn't doing enough damage for our tastes. Bye-bye, Kangaskhan, who is not ground type, but totally looks like a ground type. What? This cannot be. Unfortunately, it is. You lost to a 10-year-old. The Godfather lost to a 10-year-old. Ugh. What sad days this is. Oh well, he has other plans, and he has to be somewhere else anyway. So let's take the Sylph Scope, which he had for some reason. And that's gonna let us see invisible stuff. That's gonna let us identify the ghosts back at the ghost tower. So, we're gonna head back that direction. Not before taking an unusual detour. And fighting this final guy, who was kinda hiding. Are you lost, little one? Or, like, you called me a rat or something, I don't know. I was kind of reading. So I suppose in my head, if I was going to play through the game with the Team Rocket team, I would start with a Rattata and suffer through that until Zubat. And then I'd have him in Zubat, and then I'd eventually catch an Ekans, because I'd be doing this on Pokemon Red. Though I suppose I could always trade for the Ekans, but whatever. I'd actually probably trade for Grimer, because Grimer's a really late game Pokemon. It's absurd how late you get Grimer, and it's not even really all that great. Well, let's see, now... Coughing's another really late game Pokemon, so I don't know. I'd trade for one of those two and save the other for last, because, yeah, Machop I suppose I would go with. Just because Drowsy seems too good to use on the team. Problem with Psychic type in Gen 1 is it's all really good. There's no bad Psychic type in Gen 1. There's just Psychic types that aren't Starmie or Alakazam. Or Executor and Slowbro, but those fill a different niche entirely. Anyway, we have a drink, and so I give it to him, and we can now enter Saffron, so I might as well explore here, though we're here really way earlier than we need to be. As evidenced by the fact that we won't be able to do anything, although, the funny thing is, there's an exploit you can use with Pokemon Stadium, I believe. I haven't actually done it, I've only read it, and it's been a while since I've read how to do it. I think it uses Pokemon Stadium. There's a way to transfer items into your game, and so if you transfer a drink to your game at the very start, or before you get here in the first place, you can actually enter this city, and so long as you do things out of order, since you can now enter Saffron at will and skip a whole chunk of game, you can do the Team Rocket stuff we just did, then the Pokemon Tower, and then make the gym leader here, Sabrina, the second gym leader you beat. It's a kind of a funny little exploit. I think it uses Pokemon Stadium, I don't remember. The only thing to really do here right now is meet Mr. Psychic, who gives you the TM for Psychic, which I can't avail myself to. Everywhere else is blocked off by a Rocket Grunt, including the gym. Oh no, duh, there's one other thing you can do here. Because there's two gyms in this town. Only one's a Pokemon Stadium, or Pokemon League gym, and the other's just a dojo labeled gym. And there's these 5 guys you have to beat, and you get a Pokemon for beating all 5 of them. So I might as well take them on now, since I'm here. We'll get through 4 of them before the end of the episode. Since I was running out of time, and this just took too long. Hope you can't hear me drinking. Hope it's not too distracting if you can. It's just I've got a dry mouth today. At least I'm not drinking soda. I made a commitment to switch to mostly water, because water's just healthier for you. And on top of that, it makes it better and easier to talk. Because it doesn't have all this syrup and sugar in it. I mean, it tastes like water, so be that what it may. At least water's not the most tasteless thing ever. It's not the worst tasting thing either. If I can use my words right. Primeape here's getting his Fury Swipes in. See, this is why I don't feel too bad about cheating to get Blue Durgan. he gets his ass kicked all the time. So it's not like I cheated to get something that's amazing. He will eventually become amazing, but at the point in time where he is amazing, I could have had one from the Safari Zone anyway. So, once again, I don't feel bad about cheating. I just wanted my 6th dude as early as possible, and I didn't want to sit there for an hour fishing for him. And I'll talk more about the Safari Zone in depth when we get there. But for now, since I've brought it up, Safari Zone, man, it can be a nightmare to catch some of the things in there. Because they all have ridiculously hard catch rates. You know, the things that you need to catch in the Safari Zone. And because of how the Safari Zone works, you can't actually use your Pokemon to weaken them. You just have to throw your Safari Ball, which is as good as a Great Ball. So, at that point, it's not very good at all. And you're trying to catch these things at full health. I suppose you could throw a rock and risk them running away, but you don't want to, because the things you have to catch there have high flee chances as well. It's so annoying, and Dratini's one of them. But at least with Dratini, you can get him at the casino, apparently. Same with the bug from whichever version you're playing, because in blue you can get a Pinsir, and in red you can get a Scyther. Because there's version exclusives in the Safari Zone, because why wouldn't there be? You know? But we'll talk about that more in depth when we get there. I'm just kind of chatting over these black belts or karate guys or whatever they're called. Let's see. Black belt, okay. Like they would be called black belts in this game, and then later on they'd be called like karate guy or judo boy and stuff like that. If I remember right. I seem to remember that being the case, but I've been wrong before. Boomerang's such a great move. It's not as good as Earthquake, as I've said before, but it's so awesome when they barely survive that first Boomerang and you know the second one's coming. You know? Don't need no focus energy. You think I am. And he stubbed his fingers. I don't even know what that means. Like, how did you do that? And this guy's bad that we haven't taken off our shoes, and to be fair, you're right, I should probably follow that custom, but there's not exactly a sign up that says to do that. There's no official rules listing for outsiders. I imagine your sensei would whoop your ass for wearing shoes, but, you know, he ain't my sensei. If the custom dictates, maybe I should, I don't know. Might be rude to not do that. But what I do know is these man keys are kicking my ass. Man. It sure is good that I have a move that can replenish my health that I should have thought about earlier. That I just happened to teach you offhand with no reason other than to make room in my inventory. Yeah, Mega Drain's a really good move. I had no excuse to not teach it to him right away. It's not in his final move list, but that's okay. It doesn't need to be. Not for what he's doing. Yeah, you keep doing that. Just pour acid on your monkey pig and knock him the hell out. But anyway, after this, we're done for now. And I'll catch you next time. Have a good day. Awkward ending.